Okay, what are we talking about today? We're talking about using your car's audio system as a speaker for your Baofeng radio. So we've got Baofeng radio here. This is a BF-F9V2 Plus. Got speaker mic, and we've got a special cable here. But we're going to look at the radio first. Alright, here on the side is your accessory port that you normally plug a speaker mic into. And if we look at the rubber cover there, it says SP and MIC. Well, that means that the top port is the speaker portion of that accessory port. The bottom portion is the microphone. As we open it up, we see we have a 2.5 millimeter socket on top. We've got a 3.5 millimeter socket on the bottom. Right, now let's talk about the cable. You don't have to do this with a fancy cable like this. But I happened to buy it because I either needed an adapter or I needed a cable. And it was just as cheap to buy a pre-made cable like this. So what we have, a 2.5 millimeter jack on one side, 3.5 millimeter jack on the other. All right, we just said we're going to need the 2.5 millimeter for the Baofeng radio speaker jack. We're going to need the 3.5 millimeter to go into the vehicle. All right, let's talk about how we're going to do the hookup. So I've got my 2.5 millimeter jack. We're going to plug it into the side of the Baofeng radio, making sure it's well seated. We'll go out to the car and plug this end into the car's audio system. We're also going to talk about the situation of if you're in the car, you probably may want to use the speaker mic. What we've got here is a Kenwood speaker mic. If you'll notice on the bottom, a lot of speaker mics will have a 2.5 millimeter speaker accessory socket on the bottom. That is for our cable there. Okay, now let's make this last hookup for the speaker mic into the radio. I put a piece of Velcro on our adapter cable there, and I'm going to secure it to the cord for the speaker mic, just as a little security to make sure it doesn't get pulled out, get really awkward. So it's pretty slim line there. We'll make the last hook up here. We're going to make sure it's well seated into the radio, and we're ready to go to the car. Alright, so we're in the vehicle now. We have the Baofeng radio connected to the 2.5 millimeter speaker jack. The next thing we're going to do, plug the 3.5 millimeter plug into our aux-in jack. And just for reference, this is a 2016 Nissan Frontier. Alright, this particular radio has automatically picked up our radio when we plugged it in. You may need to select your auxiliary input to hear over your speakers. Next thing, we're back to the radio. We'll turn it on.
Frequency mode.
Turn a moderate volume on.
Channel mode.
And we'll turn it to our local NOAA channel.
610.
89 at Huntsville and 85 at Tomball.
There we go.
Coastal station. We're between 80 and 84 degrees.
So we can adjust the volume here.
In Mauritius. It was fair at Lake Charles and Beaumont.
And we're hearing our Baofeng radio over our car audio.
Not available.
All right, we're back with the speaker microphone set up here, connected to the Baofeng. We are going to do the same thing. Connect our 3.5 millimeter jack. Come on, focus. And plug it into our audio system. Turn the Baofeng on. And we're receiving our audio through the car audio system, and still got the speaker mic to talk on. Let's talk about just a few other options you have besides a pre-made cable. Now, this is a double 3.5 millimeter cable, but it's very common to find this in the store. The thing you'll need for this is an adapter for one end, from 3.5 millimeter to 2.5 millimeter, and then this should work fine. Another option would be to buy a 3.5 millimeter plug and a 2.5 millimeter plug. Make your own cable. If you've got that skill, the advantage of that is you can make the cable as long as you want or need it to be. And I will show a slide that shows some 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter adapters if you're going to go the adapter route.